Me, I know
together.
one thing, though. See, what a sex toy can do, what a good vibrator can do. I don't know one man that can do that job.
True that.
And that is just fact.
True that.
That is just fact. Let's not lie.
I think
You see that rhythm, that consistency that the vibrator has. No man can wiggle his tongue consistently like that till you come.
Today we will be looking at a clip from a show called Mr. Common Sense. Without any delay, let's dive into it.
I think sexual compatibility is very important. So like first day, okay, maybe not first day, at least after we exchange pleasantries and I know your name, okay, do you give head? Do you eat ass? Let's know. So if that's something that I'm into and I cannot do without, and it's something you cannot do, we don't waste each other's time. Because a lot of people get into relationships and think, oh, sexual compatibility is not important, but it is very important. And that's why you find out people cheat on their partners because, their partner is not willing to do something that they really, really like. So if you don't have that conversation early on.
There are a lot of red flags in what this woman is saying. Women who talk like this are forever side chicks. First of all, which man asks a girl he wants to marry if she eats ass? That is a conversation you have with a girl you just want to have short-term sexual fun with because you as a man have assessed her and mentally put her in the category of just for fun. Most men want their women pure and innocent. They want to be the first to teach the woman everything she knows as much as possible. The moment a woman starts talking about sexual compatibility to any man who understands women, that guy starts to think of how many men that woman has slept with to develop the sexual appetite that she is trying to check if it is compatible with his. Women need to understand that most men treat women how the women carry themselves. Ladies, if a man ever asks you about sexual compatibility, just know that the chances of that man marrying you are very slim because there are things married men will prefer to do with side chicks because they respect their wives and idolize wives too much to want to see them in that position. Because these men have no respect or long-term care for side chicks, they will demand any scanty nonsense because they know that these women belong to no man.
It might become difficult in the long run.
Yeah.
And sometimes some people are very deceitful, right? So they do it because they do it like campaign to win you over. And when they see that you're stuck there, they tell you
after they win election.
And then you leave
They will
them.
now remember that they need to buy SUV.
And then you leave.
that's the problem.
And then you leave.
The problem is
because
how to leave.
how is it a problem?
Most people are stuck in their relationships, like they are there, they are emotionally attached now that they now want to manage that thing because it can't go away.
No,
Go
but
through the whole process.
Ladies, people are not stuck in their relationships or marriages, they are disciplined. Relationships are not perfect, but disciplined people know that they have to work through the ups and the downs. If a person is sexually disciplined, they will stay with one partner and they will enjoy everything about that person. Women that are not sexually disciplined will take offense when they are not satisfied in bed. The reason they are not satisfied is because they have tried so many in the past, so it's not even about the man.
Process of starting all over again. Looking
again.
for somebody that suits your preferences.
Yes.
But if you have a partner that is not prioritizing your sexual preference and does not care that you really want something badly, then that partner does not care about you. So it's time to move to someone else.
The question is, where does that sexual preference come from? Like I explained earlier, if a woman is talking about her refined sexual preference, it means she has been bamboozled and penetrated by many men. The woman is supposed to be pure, she is supposed to come with inexperience. She will then learn her man's sexual preference and she will enjoy it to ecstasy because it is the only one she knows. If she has already been used and developed an outside appetite like these ones on the show, that could bring real problems that pure women will never have to stress themselves or their husbands over.
Always check out sex toys. You can always go through that angle. You can check out, there are different sex toys that can eat you out, honestly.
Yeah, but some people don't want sex toys. Some people want their man to do it.
Well, if you get to a point in your relationship where you have to introduce sex toys.
No, I'm all for sex toys.
Yeah,
I'm all for
because
sex
your man
toys.
can do everything. If he's not going to eat you, okay, at least you can spice up the game, get whipped cream, get some nice Skittles, you know?
But the thing is, there's some men, well, let me not say Nigerian men, but there's some men that don't,
Nigerian.
they will say sex toys. No, we can't use sex toys. What if you have a partner like that doesn't want you to use
Honestly,
sex toys?
I'm not a sex toy person.
Really?
Yes, I like body warmth.
Mm.
I like body warmth. I want to hear you whisper sweet nonsense into my ear.
I mean, all that is nice.
Yeah, exactly. You can do it. No, you can do it tell myself. I want to hear it from you when I hear your heart beat. I want your sweat to touch my body.
It will be doing that and you're still using the sex toy. Both of you are even using it.
Me, I know one thing though. See, what a sex toy can do, what a good vibrator can do. I don't know one man that can do that job.
True that.
And that is just fact.
True that.
That is just fact. Let's not lie.
I think
You see that rhythm, that consistency that the vibrator has. No man can wiggle his tongue consistently like that till you come. Consistently. Sometimes, when you're doing it with a man, he's getting the rhythm, and then you're about to come and then he changes something. I'm like, oh my goodness, get the fuck out of my face.
Like who sent
Do you understand? But sex toy would never make that mistake.
I am going to give a very different perspective on this part. Men have never been in competition with sex toys. For a woman to be happy long-term sexually and emotionally, she has to be disciplined enough to stay with one man and learn him like a project. That way she will understand everything about that man that will please her emotionally and sexually. Women were never supposed to compare their men with anything outside of the home, including other men. The problem happens when a woman dates many men and tries all sizes and speeds in the market. That woman will be forever unhappy. This is because she will always compare her man to the ones that she has tried in the past. This woman is comparing men to sex toys. Women who talk like this have usually had a very undisciplined sexual past where they have never stayed with one man. These women get to a point where no man can sexually satisfy them. This is because they have tried every Joseph, Michael, John etc. Because of this they will forever imagine what John did very well that Michael is not doing well. They will forever compare. It gets to the point where these women now need sex toys because of their undisciplined sexual habit. The more they try to please this sexual appetite they have built up over so many years, the more the appetite grows.
So that's the reason most guys would never buy the idea of their partners using sex toys, because it takes away you know how you are, I don't know the example to give. You know how you're, okay, let me forget this example I want to give. But the thing is, right, if you never spoil, you can't spoil. That's the problem.
Yes.
They cannot handle, they cannot hold you back again.
Yes.
If you and your husband are used to having missionary style, and one day, maybe something happens, another person tells you to turn back, and you like it that way, that's the end.
You have to learn though.
You teach your partner.
Yeah.
So if you're...
First of all, why are you putting yourself in a position where another person is telling you to turn back?
partner is giving you normal one and you have been taking it for years, and then vibrator just comes like this, and
your legs begin to shake like small generator.
And takes you there in 3 seconds. What are you doing with man again? That's the reason most men don't want you to get there, because it takes away the
fear.
Because if he's around, he's not around, I'm good. Okay, oh, bye.
Men who are confident in themselves and understand female nature are not scared of women using sex toys. They just don't agree with it. This is because they want to protect the women they care about from herself. Multiple sexual partners and sexual experiences actually increases men's sexual marketplace value. Meanwhile, multiple sexual partners and sexual experiences reduces women's sexual market value. Women need to understand this. It is the same reason why if many drivers drive a car, the car loses value. But if one driver drives many cars, that driver gains driving experience, so he increases driving value.
Let me tell you something. While you are using your vibrator and you are feeling it, your man is also feeling it.
Exactly.
Yes. It also tickles them as much as it tickles you. For men that, have you tried that before? You've been quiet. Have you tried that?
Wait. Okay, also you will be doing it with the man, and then you will introduce the
sex toy, the vibration. Both of you feel it.
No, my dear, most of these men
try
are not the type of men that want to keep you long term. They will accept that because they know you are only there for a season. Every married man has some scanty sexual stories of this he did with some girls before he chose his wife. Some men still do crazy things with side chicks, but they know that these girls will never take their last name. Let's listen to what this girl's perspective before we end this episode.
It's just sexual pleasure. Anybody can get it anywhere now. Why do you think people want to be with someone that they love? It's the passion. They thrive on that heat. That breath. When people are breathing.
I was a virgin when I got married, and I was almost 29 years old. This video is not to tell you what to do or to shame you in any way. This is just my personal experience, and I wanted to share it with you. I did not make this decision based on religion or religious beliefs. It was just something that I wanted to do for myself. Throughout my life, I had probably about 90% of my friends that decided not to wait. And when that relationship didn't work out, they were so heartbroken, completely devastated. I had kind of taken from what they had experienced for myself and just went, I really only want to experience this with one person. When I had made this decision, I felt like it was God saying, hey, this is what is best for you and your life experience. I am the type of person that attaches themselves to people very easily. And I just knew, and I know that God knew from the moment that He created me and from throughout my journey and experience with this, it was, you can, but I knew that if it didn't work out, that I would be depressed and devastated. And I didn't want that for myself. And of course it was difficult. There were times when I didn't think Danny and I would make it, because we're humans. I do not regret that decision that Danny and I made together at all. Don't get me wrong, I know that there are people out there that have had horrible experiences with this decision, and so I'm not even saying that this is the best for everybody. I'm saying this is what was best for my husband and I when we made this decision together. And like I said, I know that people have not had the best experience with this. There has been a little bit of shift in culture in terms of if you're waiting. I've noticed that people have a lot more shame for waiting versus the opposite. Do what's best for you and your body and your mental and emotional health. I have nothing bad to say about it. My husband and I have a healthy marriage, a baby on the way. I do think that there's a lot of bad aspects about purity culture. It tends to be stemmed in a spirit of religion and shame, and I do not agree with that. But I also don't agree with having the opposite of shaming somebody for waiting. So, if you want to do it, do it. I had the best experience. If you don't, don't.
Woman slept with more than 5 people, so if she's a virgin on her wedding night, she has an 80% chance of a happy marriage. They basically asked women how many sexual partners they had before they got married. Now, the women that were virgins in 10 years, 80% chance of a happy marriage. The women that slept with more than 5 partners, which I think nowadays most men pray for, it dropped down to 25%. Now, there's different studies that'll tell you a little differently, but the trend is still the same. When women have more partners, their chance of a happy marriage declines.
Virgin?
Yes,
And how old are you?
I'm 21.
Why haven't you done the deed yet?
The key to a strong society is family. And so, in my view, choosing my future husband is like the most important decision I'll ever make. And I'm somebody that I know my heart, and I know that I fall really hard when I meet somebody. So I want to retain some level of objectivity when I'm selecting a future partner. And I know that if I had sex with them, I would be completely imprinted on them. And instead of being like, okay, is this person, do they have the qualities that I'm looking for in a husband, or am I just making it work instead of like seeing red flags and leaving?
Is there any reason why you're dressed so modestly instead of revealing like most women tend to do when they come out to Miami?
I mean, this is just my personal sense of style. I just think it's respectful to others and to my future partner and to myself to just cover myself up more.
I know that I, take care of myself. I'm pretty athletic, but I don't need to have that on display.